Hey fam, welcome back to Building a Farm with me, Snagagelo. It's planting season, y'all. So in this video, we're performing the final phase of land preparation, but there are some important highlights you need to know during this process, so here we are. So here I am. I'm constructing something that is called a raised bed on this side of the greenhouse. Guys, the only reason I'm doing this here is because this part of the greenhouse has issues with water retention. That means during rainy seasons or floods, since we have many of those currently, the water accumulates on the soil and clogs the plants. So I'm trying to prevent that from occurring because that gives a negative impact on the plant's overall health and growth. Other than that, I wouldn't be doing this raised bed because it decreases the amount of seedlings I want to plant as compared to planting in a low bed. However, low beds have poor drainage, so better safe than sorry, right? Since I'm done doing the raised bed, now I want to emphasize the importance of spacing, especially for the spinach. Spacing the spinach, guys, I use my hand measurement as the correct spacing. You see, this is my hand, it's long, I know, but then I'm gonna place it here. This seedling is right? Why am I doing this, guys? Spacing plays a very huge role in the overall health of your crops. Why? You do not want your crops to overcrowd. Yeah, because if they overcrowd, then they will tend to compete for resources that play an important part in its growing or blooming, such as sunlight, nutrients, and air circulation. You see, if they are crowded, they compete for those resources, and then when they compete for those resources, then your plants become stunted. They don't bloom or yield the correct growth. They also have poor quality. The foliage tends to have poor quality, and they also become very susceptible to diseases. Why? Because they are overcrowded. There's no air circulation amongst the interspacing of your crops. There's no air circulation. The sunlight is not reaching the shaded parts of the seedlings. Also, some crops have a better reach to nutrients, and some plants have no better reach to nutrients. So they're really fighting for their lives. I need to remember with plants, they are living organisms, so they also have to have all of these nutrients or resources such as nutrients, sunlight, water, air circulation in order to grow well, and also proper maintenance. So spacing provides those beneficial resources to the crops. For instance, guys, every crop has its own has its own spacing. Me, guys, I only use for my spinach. I only use the spacing of my hand. This is my hand. I only put the I measure with my hand. You see, they are a hand apart. That's my spacing. But if ever you're growing a different type of crop, for instance, cabbage has a different spacing compared to spinach, right? When it comes to cabbage, you need a bigger spacing. So if ever you're growing something else, you're gonna have to Google how much the measurements here, spacing that you need between each seedlings, and between the interspacing and interspacing of each seedling. So it is very important, guys. I'm really emphasizing this. It is really important you do not overcrowd your seedlings when you're growing. Because one thing is, I understand you want to grow, you want to maximize the capacity of your plots. You want to plant in every spot in your plot, but that's not possible because that will lead to your crops being overcrowded, right? I understand planting in each and every bit of space that you find for you means you'll maximize your growing capacity. You assume you'll maximize your yields, but that is not the point. because you'll have the worst consequences to deal with, and you'll end up not having anything to harvest at the end of the day, because when you refuse to pay respect to spacing, and spacing is very important. Okay? Thank you very much. Yeah, but like guys, these seedlings, they are too close with each other, so I'm gonna have to like thin these ones out, because it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work out. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to thin these ones out and then replant them somewhere else. Yeah, but it's the length, it's the hand length. That's how I measure hand length, the entire spacing. Hey guys, this is not dirty water. I know it looked like I threw in mud in the water, but it's not. It's actually liquid fertilizer. I used liquid fertilizer to give my plants a little boost. Some people would use manure, granules, that come in granule form. It depends on the grower basically. So I had liquid fertilizer. Mind you guys, when you're actually watering your plants, do not water on the plants exactly. You have to water across or around the plants so that you do not harm the seedlings. Okay fam, so I'm done for the day, right? The old block, it's been planted everywhere. Everything has been planted. I've done 3 raised beds, 1, 2, 3, 3.5 raised beds, and the other first 3, they are not raised beds. But that's all I could do. But I've planted everything, every plot, I mean, not every seedling. I want you to check something out. Remember on this other vlog where I said let's go buy seedlings, right? I was like 3 trays ma. Nah, I'm 3 trays. Naga, I'm 3 trays, guys. I gwelu plastiki and I don't know what I'm gonna do with these seedlings. So I have decided, you know what? I'm going to clean the new block because I need to plant these leftover seedlings, guys. I have to plant these leftover seedlings. I'm gonna clean out. I have cleaned out the new block, but I haven't started plowing it, so I'm gonna have to plow it and then plant the leftover seedlings. If ever there's other seedlings that are gonna be left out after me planting on the new block, then I'm gonna have to give them away. I'm gonna have to share with my neighbors or anyone who's willing to grow the spinach. But other than that, see, the old block is done and dusted. Hey, the sun is done and dusted. All right, it's done and dusted. Then we have the new block, right? Is empty. New block needs the new block. New block needs my interventions, but wait, it needs another stamina. That's a stamina for another day, man. Not today. Today, I'm calling it a day. I'm calling it a day, fam. It's a wrap for me. Mwah.